Welcome back to Crab Orchard, Tennessee. It's just after 8 a.m. Central Time on November 2nd, 2019, and our friends from Lhoist North America and the Southern Appalachia Railway Museum are busy preparing for the day's round-trip excursion train to Rockwood and back. We were invited to document the 2 employee appreciation trips, which were a first for both Lhoist and SARM. Powering the train over the former Tennessee Central mainline would be Lhoist's entire General Electric roster, including both High Hood B23-7s. At 9 a.m., the train crew pulled the consist out from the shop track lead. The locomotives would then shove the short train back into the plant, where the Lhoist employees and their families were eagerly waiting to board. The train's consist included a freshly painted L&N bay window caboose, a recently repainted Southern Railway dining car, number 3164, a Southern Railway coach named the Fort Oglethorpe, and a modified boxcar, now acting as the power car for the passenger train. For the volunteers of the Southern Appalachia Railway Museum, this excursion meant everything. This was the first excursion train the museum had operated in the state of Tennessee since 2016, when the Secret City Excursion train out of Oak Ridge ceased operations. Thanks to Lhoist, the hard-working volunteers felt a sense of purpose in sharing the railroad with the mine's employees and their families. For many of today's passengers, this would be their first train ride. While Lhoist owns and operates the railroad to Rockwood, not many of its employees have experienced the scenic 16-mile line, which includes 11 major bridges and 1 tunnel. Starting in the 1960s and ending in the late 1980s, Southern Railway and later Norfolk Southern would operate steam excursions in conjunction with the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum from Chattanooga to Crossville. At Emory Gap, diesel helpers would be added for the mountainous section between Rockwood and Crab Orchard. Taken 50 years ago in October of 1969, Southern 4501 was seen pulling one of these fall Crossville excursions at Crab Orchard.
I'm really excited to be on the train here today. We're running an employee special for Lhoist North America, and the outfit I'm wearing today is just a simple conductor's outfit with a trainman's hat. And I'm going to be going around and punching the passengers' tickets, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun today.
Gabe, what's it like working with a company like Lhoist on a trip like this? What does it mean to you?
It's great. I mean, I think it's great that such a large company is letting us, a very small organization, do something as big as this, and I'm very thankful for it.
Once the passengers were boarded and accounted for, the train departed the mine shortly after 10 a.m. Central. We would ride along with the train crew the entire way, capturing the innate beauty of the former Tennessee Central Railway mainline over the 16 miles to Rockwood. Rolling east out of Crab Orchard, the train ducks under Interstate 40 and continues through a rural location known as Renfro Hollow. In 1918, a spur track was built in Renfro to serve a coal mine not far from this location. 5 years later, the spur was removed. Coal mining, along with stone, coke, and mineral mining, were a huge source of economic stability and growth for the region for over a century, beginning in the 1850s. In the early 2000s, Norfolk Southern considered abandoning the only connection Lhoist's predecessor had with the North American Railroad network, a 16-mile rail line with multiple high wooden trestles that were very costly to maintain. As the only customer along the line, Franklin Industrial Minerals feared losing its vital rail connection and, as a result, purchased the former Tennessee Central Railway main line from Crab Orchard to Rockwood. As part of the purchase, Franklin would acquire 3 General Electric High Hood B23-7 locomotives from Norfolk Southern. In 2006, Franklin Industries was sold to the Chemical Lime Company, a subsidiary of Lhoist North America. Since taking over, Lhoist continues to operate the railroad with Franklin's classic roster of GE locomotives. The former Tennessee Central main line winds through the mountainous territory between Crab Orchard and Rockwood, showcasing 11 large trestles and 1 unique tunnel at Mount Roosevelt, just a few miles west of Rockwood. One of the most popular bridges along the line for photography is the curved bridge along Route 70, just west of Ozone. Most of Lhoist's bridges are of wood or steel construction that include concrete supports. The mining company has made major investments in the railroad's infrastructure, upgrading many of the bridges over the years with new ties, rail, and supports. The engineer on today's train is Anthony Cooper, a seasoned veteran of Lhoist North America's rail operation. His family was riding the train in one of SARM's classic Southern coaches. Ozone is a popular location to capture Lhoist trains in action. The small unincorporated community is located in Cumberland County, Tennessee. Situated atop the Cumberland Plateau, it is home to Ozone Falls, a beautiful 110-foot waterfall created by the flow of Fall Creek into the gorge just south of town. Because of its picturesque beauty and easy access from the road, Disney selected Ozone Falls for filming scenes for the live-action 1994 movie, The Jungle Book. Today, Ozone Falls is a popular vacation destination for travelers from out of state and has become a popular swimming hole in recent years. Millstone Creek Bridge is one of the longest bridges on Lhoist's mainline, spanning 930 feet long. The bridge is visible most of the year to motorists traveling along Interstate 40. Westall is a small community along the Cumberland Plateau that rests easy at 1,370 feet above sea level. There was once a spur track here where maintenance equipment was once stored. East of Westall, Lhoist crosses the Piney Creek Bridge. Nicknamed the Time Zone Bridge, Piney Creek is where the central and eastern time zones are divided. The impressive steel bridge was constructed in 1898 and stands 117 feet tall, while spanning just over 1,400 feet over the creek below. Thankfully, we were safely harnessed in for all of the scenes captured from the locomotive walkway throughout the video. About 2 miles to the east of Westall is the Willet Hollow Tunnel. Easily accessible from Route 70, the East End Portal is a popular location for railroad photographers to capture trains before they descend the nearly 5-mile-long, 2% grade down to Rockwood. The tunnel is at an elevation of 1,362 feet, while the Rockwood interchange is at 845 feet. The Big Gulch Bridge is inaccessible from the road, and unless you're willing to hike in and climb the steep hillside, this view is only possible from the train. Here, the passengers are treated to an exclusive view of the valley below. Coalbank Hollow is where the Roan Iron Company was once located. The facility was one of the region's largest employers, but due to financial mismanagement prior to the Depression, the iron company closed in 1929. Rockwood, Tennessee is where Lhoist North America interchanges cars with Norfolk Southern Railway. At the interchange point, the train would stop and the crew would switch ends. With a population of 5,500 people, Rockwood is located at the base of the Cumberland Plateau along the Tennessee and Clinch River valleys. This charming Tennessee town also sees a lot of mainline freight action, with Norfolk Southern's C&OTP mainline running through the heart of town. After changing ends, the train departed Rockwood, with Lhoist number 3138 leading the consist back to Crab Orchard. Between 2008 and 2009, the Willet Hollow Tunnel experienced a series of collapses that forced Lhoist to repair and reinforce the tunnel walls with concrete. The tunnel scaffold remains intact just outside the east end portal and is ready for use in case another catastrophic collapse occurs. On the west end of the tunnel, the repair work to the portal foundation is evident, with a steel beam set in place to help prevent further collapses. B23-7 number 3138 was originally built by General Electric in 1978 for the seaboard coastline as number 5149. Changing numbers over the years, the 2250 horsepower locomotive eventually became part of the CSX system in 1980 and served on the major Class 1's roster until 2001, when it was later purchased by Franklin to serve on the former Tennessee Central. In 2012, the locomotive was repainted, along with the rest of the railroad's roster, into Lhoist's corporate blue, gray, and white livery. Rolling along in the perfect sunlight, the train continued west through Ozone. Several local rail fans were there to greet the train. The excursion train would arrive back at Crab Orchard around 1 p.m. Central Time. Passengers would debark after a fun day riding along one of Tennessee's most scenic railways. An evening trip would ensue later in the day, offering more employees the opportunity to ride the line. We'd like to thank our friends at Lhoist North America for having delay and block productions along on this exciting excursion train over the former Tennessee Central. We really appreciate their hospitality toward the railfan community and their strong company value of giving back to its employees. With over 100 years of mining history in Crab Orchard, Tennessee, Lhoist North America is poised to continue mining for generations to come. Thank you for watching Delay in Block Productions. We hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, happy railroading.